First thing I noticed in the movie that was different from the show is the lack of Thomas Astrug. No wonder the interactions between characters are more natural sounding. Everybody cheered. One big difference is the magic of the jewelry. In the movie they have a mind of their own and the Kwamis can even transform their holder without them saying the words, as seen in Marinette and Tiki's atrocious duet scene. Also it seems like Plag and Tiki and assuming other Kwamis too can shapeshift into the animals they're supposed to represent. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was my first thought when I saw the black cat in Adrian's room and the little ladybug on Marinette. Maybe if they showed us Adrian's full transformation instead of cutting to the man proposing, I would be able to confirm this for you guys. Kwamis can fly out even if their holder is transformed. This can be seen when Hawk Bitch tries to akumatize Naru during his solo number. Speaking of Naru, his personality is very different from the show and is not a little submissive breedable scared baby. Which is a lot more realistic since Kwamis are basically gods and would never fear an ugly KFC homeless looking man like Gabriel. Their dynamic is also completely different. Naru's voice in the movie is nowhere near as high-pitched and cutesy like it is in the show, and I don't know how to feel about that. Speaking of Kwamis, Plag's personality in the movie is nothing like it is in the show. He's basically the comedic relief for 7-year-old boys who think fart jokes are funny, while in the show he actually consoles Adrian. Tiki on the other hand, who in the show is a very cheerful, everything will be alright kind of Kwami, in the movie she is very pushy and annoying. Dearest family, Tiki pales in comparison to Tiki here, who can't take no for an answer. Adrian stands up to his father and it doesn't really backfire like it does in Strike Back when he tells him he doesn't want to be a model anymore. Adrian is very openly grieving his mother, which we don't see in the show much, where he's basically accepted her death rather quickly and is moving on. Compared to his father at least. Now for identity rules. In the movie Adrian opens up about his mother. If he did this in the show, Ladybug would tell him not to because it would jeopardize their secret identity. And he opened up to Marinette about his mother too. I don't think he's discussed that with Marinette in the show ever? Only to Ladybug in season 1 if I remember correctly. You know, the infamous "she's got your eye" scene. Speaking of secret identities, I don't think the not revealing identities rule exists here. This seemed so weird to me because they make such a huge deal of it in the show. Also I don't know if the quantum masking thing exists in the movie because they never bring it up. That leads to my next point, that Gabriel recognizes his son when he somehow rips off half of Chat Noir's mask. Another difference, in the show you can't rip off a superhero's mask because it's magically attached to them. In the movie Gabriel doesn't spend more than 9 months fighting teenagers and terrorizing his country, he spends a lot less. Movie Gabriel isn't as overly controlling as show Gabriel, and although we don't know yet if Adrian is a senti in the movie too, we sure know Gabriel doesn't use his amok to control him either. Bare minimum, so I won't praise him for it. Also Gabriel has actual employees working for him. It's not made clear if movie Nathali has feelings for him, but she sure did in the first few seasons. None of Marinette's classmates have any lines and barely any screen time except for Chloe and Sabrina. And Alia and Nino. I mean, obviously they couldn't fit to have any relevance in an hour and a half. Movie Nino skateboards. We don't know if he does in the show, but I've never seen him skateboarding, so I'm assuming he doesn't. Chloe pretends to be kinda chill in front of cameras. If this happened with show Chloe, she would have killed Marinette with cameras filming. Alia flirts with Marinette and says they're meant to be. She's never flirted with Marinette in the show from what I remember. I wish she did. Also Caline the Ginger has 0 lines in the movie and only 1 second of screen time. Movie Gabriel hallucinates his wife and it made me kinda sad for a second. Damn, not the psychosis and hearing voices of dead people. In the show he only looks at her corpse. Movie Gabriel was also hesitant and scared to use the butterfly miraculous, while show Gabriel didn't give a fuck. Movie Marinette is nowhere near as obsessive and exaggerated when it comes to her crush on Adrian. Show Marinette catch it. Movie Chloe gets Marinette's name wrong, probably on purpose to mock her, while in the show she just says her last name with an attitude. Movie Emily doesn't have show Emily's sharp-ass cat eyes and she doesn't look like the alien emoji. Movie Sabrina is also not as much of a bitch as show Sabrina. Thanks Derision for ruining her. Movie Hawkmoth can send more than 1 Akuma at a time. Movie Marinette realistically had a much harder time coming to terms with her new responsibility that isn't even hers compared to Origins. In the show we don't get any atrocious Tiki raps. Chat Noir and Ladybug's initial dynamic in the movie is never seen in the show since they get along right away and are not competitive or rivals in any way. The closest we got to movie Lady Noir was when Chat Noir couldn't cope with Ladybug not loving him in season 4. Even though we all know her not loving him was not the actual issue. The issue was him being left out of everything despite being her OG sidekick from the beginning. Show Chat Noir never made weird comments to Ladybug such as "this is a dangerous place for a young lady to be. Oh, clock it." Movie Lady Noir actually act their age, which was very refreshing to see. We love goofy 14-year-olds being goofy 14-year-olds. Except for the weird Chat Noir line I just mentioned. The movie treats Lady Noir more as equals than the show does. Fuck you Astrug. Even that isn't 100% equal because when Alia asks Chat Noir what his name is in an interview after an Akuma fight, he never says it, and at the end everyone chants Ladybug only. Okay. In the movie they explicitly say the word die, and it's even more heavily implied that Emily died. Because you know, they're seeing her ghost. If she was in a coma that means she's not really dead. And Emily isn't in her signature refrigerated glass coffin, so I don't know how she's not a rotten corpse by the end of the movie. Movie Gabriel calls his son to make sure he's not in the scene of the crime, unlike show Gabriel who makes sure his son is in danger. Except for that one time in Godzilla. Movie Alya and Nino's relationship development is a lot better thought out than whatever the fuck Animan was. Movie Marinette confesses to Adrian pretty quickly compared to show Marinette, and it doesn't seem like everyone except Adrian is aware of her crush on him. The final battle focuses more on the father and the son, thank God, and not the son's girlfriend who has nothing to do with it. Fuck recreation. Adrian confronts his father and takes it pretty well. He tells his father to let Emily go and they hug. Show Gabriel would never. Unless it was for PR purposes. Picture, smile for the picture. Everyone thinks that we're perfect. Please don't let them look through the surface. Sorry. Moving on. Do I have to compare the animation? Don't think so. But yeah, obviously most of the movie's budget went to the animation department. Ladybug doesn't have her lucky charm for some reason, and she doesn't do her iconic miraculous ladybug to repair damage, but she does some shit with her hands instead. Did they think the lucky charm would make her too OP or something? Because it really doesn't. As for Chat Noir's powers, his cataclysm is apparently in liquid form and whatever it ends up covering crashes. Oh, that's kinda cool. In the movie we don't see the gorilla. Is he even a character? Don't know. Fu is exactly the same cunt cowardy as in the show, so I didn't bother mentioning him. Movie Tom and Sabine are also pretty similar as their show counterparts, only difference being Tom is more of the overprotective dad in the movie. Or at least that's what they want us to think. If you're so overprotective, take your bully daughter away from her bullies. God damn it. Doesn't even do the bare minimum to protect her. Shows Tom and Sabine suck. Kagami and Felix are not in the movie, so of course it flopped. Last and definitely least, Lila and her personas are never seen in the movie. That's all for today. If I forgot something, tell me in the comments.